One day, I saw Bad Albert walking down the street. I saw Bad Albert walking down the street once.
Okay, one day I saw Bad Albert walking down the street.
One day I saw Bad Albert walking down the street. One day I saw Bad Albert walking down the street. Dressed all in purple, with a big hat with a feather in it. A hooker's head in one hand, a big ice cream in the other. And following him was a group of Japanese girls. That's not the important part of the story though. And I go up to talk to him to say hi, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I never met Bad Albert in person. Were you all excited and shit? Yeah, I was all excited. I did one of these, you know what I mean? Yeah. Alright, and I walk up to him, and like without moving his mouth, he says, I don't know exactly what he said because he kind of said it like under his breath. He's like, follow me, they're watching, like something like that, you know what I mean? And he had this ring, and I'm like, Bad Albert, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm taking this ring up to a volcano and I'm gonna throw it in.
Me, Sam, Alex, and Robert were walking down there too, following. And we all walk up, hey, Bad Albert! And he asked Sam what he's doing here. And he tells him that he's the Matrix.
I'm like, what? He's I'm gonna throw that bastard in there. Because there's like this dark overlord. And I'm like, what? He says there's a whole dark overlord controlling all kinds of rings and everything. And he wants to bring down the destruction of regular Earth. Him, a girl with pigtails and a white gown, a fucking guy in a motherfucking vest with a laser blaster, and a hairy guy they called Chewy. He wasn't a Wookiee, he was just a Mexican guy that was hairy. They called him Chewy. Well, as he was walking down the street, out of nowhere, group of ninjas jumped right out of the alley.
Starts calling him Neo. I don't know why.
One ring. That was it, I left. He freaked me out, man. And following close behind him was an older man wearing a bathrobe. He kept blathering on about the fucking Force, right? Apparently, there's this YouTube secret police that if you get like so many subscribers or so many viewers and comments, they like try to influence what you do so that they can turn YouTube into like a pay site. So everything Bad Albert does now, they just watch it 100% of the time.
And see, the thing is, these aren't actually ninjas. All this is just a big thing for a Halloween costume party he's going to. Japanese people, ninjas, the guy's Scottish. He doesn't actually hang out with Japanese people. So they're all just walking around to this Halloween party. And who should come out?
Walks around wondering, why the hell am I the Matrix?
Oh, he said I'm the Matrix?
Yeah, he called you the Matrix.
Wow,
Wondering why he's the Matrix. So...
Anyways, he's showing me this backpack full of plastic explosives, and he asked for my help. Which, you know, Bad Albert asked me to do something, you goddamn do it. Bad Albert asked you to do something, you do it, because you know it's important. Has Bad Albert ever screwed around on you before, Sam? No. He wouldn't ask if it wasn't important. He would not ask if it wasn't important. That's one thing that's true about Bad Albert. And then Bad Albert comes up to me and he's all like, hey, come on. We're gonna go fucking set balance to the Force. And I'm all like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, oh, the Force, it's a great thing that binds everything and holds the world together and is air and bullshit like that and is you and me and him and them. And I was like, oh, that sounds really fun.
Hey, then he figures out when he gets to the Halloween party, it was a setup. So then he starts playing the bagpipes, owns them all.
Right? Next thing you know, we're fucking going light speed through fucking the fucking Dagobah system and shooting up womp rats and fucking flying in our fucking X-Wings against TIE fighters, you know what I mean? We fly out to Los Angeles. Really, economy class? Huh? Economy class? Yeah, we had to use different names too, because apparently YouTube is everywhere. What was your name? My name was Samuel Jenkins.
Then he goes to Japan, makes out with a lot of girls.
And his name was Alfonso Merriweather, which I thought was weird, but he says like a lot of European people have the last name of Merriweather. But as he's making out with girls, what happens? More fucking ninjas. But these are the actual ninjas because he's in fucking Japan now. And fucking and so he's in trouble, right? You know? Fucking ninjas, you're in trouble. Right? But lucky for him, since he is fucking Scottish, and I know this is Irish, but I'm gonna say it anyways. The Lucky Charms fucking what is the Lucky Charms? Leprechaun comes out and saves his ass from the ninjas. Anyways, we were ducked in an alley and he asked for my help. Apparently, YouTube headquarters is in a very large building in Los Angeles. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. He showed me... With no windows? I don't know if it has windows or not, but he showed me this entire backpack he had full of plastic explosives. Breaking fucking shit off. And then all of a sudden, some fucking guy dressed in all black leather says he's Bad Albert's daddy. And I'm not sure how to take that. Accompanied by his backup, the Trix Rabbit, Count Chocula, and Captain Crunch. And then after they kick these fucking ninjas' asses and help Bad Albert out because they're tied like that, not because they're both Scottish, which they're not, which I realize that as I'm talking, so don't comment on it at all. Anyways, we're down in LA under the cover of night. I gotta sneak into the YouTube headquarters. YouTube headquarters is just, it's a large building. It's very inconspicuous. They fucking break out their guitars, bass, drums, Lucky on vocals, Chocula on the drums, fucking the Trix Rabbit hitting lead guitar, and fucking Captain Crunch hitting the bass. Right, and they hit their rendition of fucking Gangland by The Clash. And then they fucking break all their guitars and... Anyways, set up plastic explosives everywhere. You know, if you're in a space long enough and you look like you know what you're doing, people don't question you. Alright, so next thing you know, we're on the fucking moon of the forest moon of Endor, hanging out with fucking little fucking hamsters, playing fucking bongos and shit, right? Next thing you know, fucking stormtroopers bust in the place. As we sneak into YouTube headquarters, surprisingly little security. I think they don't have enemies because they're YouTube and they're great. And oh, fucking assholes. Alright, we are YouTube, nobody will come and destroy us. Fucking hate YouTube. They were wrong. Bad Albert is on the case, and I help. And you know what dickhead stormtroopers are, you know what I mean? Guys. Yeah, they had some sort of fucking complex that fucking, just for whatever reason, I think they weren't hugged enough as children, or their dads molested them in leather suits or something. And baffled. He doesn't understand the ninjas, he's not understanding the Cereal Box characters, he is just one baffled Scottish guy. Anyways, next thing you know, I pretty much didn't do anything, but those Ewoks are fucking inventive like MacGyver. They set up all kinds of crazy traps and fucking systems and pulleys and levers. They pretty much just sat there and had all kinds of trees fall on these guys. It was like pretty much like a Three Stooges episode, but with stormtroopers like and yeah, a lot like that. It's very awkward, and it made me think to not fuck with Ewoks because they're the fucking scourge of the galaxy. Fucking took out the whole empire and everything. But there's just, one guy always that wants to question things.
As he's walking home, he's like all tired because of ninjas, making out with Japanese chicks, Halloween parties, Electric Mayhem, and Captain Crunch. Sits down, eats a bowl of cheese royale, and then you know what pops into his head? He forgot to ask Captain Crunch, why do people say it cuts the roof of his mouth?
He does one of those knife hands right to the throat, like right this part.
And then he remembered that he found Coke spewing out of the ground. And then Alex just drops dead.
We were able to take his Jeep up like a hill, you know what I mean? Very, very out of the place, so that we could watch as, YouTube headquarters came crumbling down. So the point of the story is, if Bad Albert comes up to you in the street and says hi to you, just ignore him.
And that's the end of the story.